Hello and welcome to Philip's Thoughts. Today we're going to get cooking. And what I've done is I've selected some items from our garden and we're going to put those together in a couple different ways just to show that, hey, you grow things, you should use it. And we're going to start off with some cream cheese. Did not grow this. That came from the store. You could use any type of soft cheese for this. I'm just using Philadelphia cream cheese here. And what I'm going to add is some of our chives, which if you watch the other videos, the garden tour, and that you would have seen the chives growing. And these are a garlic chive, and I've got about a quarter cup to a half cup here that I'm going to go ahead and add. I've already diced this up pretty finely. You don't want someone to get a big chunk like that in there. Let me get that out. This is kind of pretty strong. I mean, the house right now has really got a wonderful smell from this, and I'm just going to blend this up, so pardon the sound. And this is something you could do ahead of time. This, like I said, you can do ahead of time. Not sure if you could hear over the blender there. And set it in the fridge. You can do it like the night before you intend to use it. Really, this could probably keep up to 2 weeks or so. Depends on your cream cheese. And the flavors just marry together that much better as it sits, as it ages. So yeah, if you want to do it ahead of time, knock it out the weekend before, or nice little bit of meal prep you can get done when you have the time. Let me get this out of here. And you could have done, I could have done this with mix this up with a spoon. You want to have your cream cheese at room temperature so that it, is soft and pliable. So you can go ahead and get it mixed up good. And there. So we've got this mixed up. Now we're going to use it a couple different ways. I've got some tortillas here, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a wrap. We're going to make a sandwich wrap, and then we're also going to make little spiral sandwiches that you could take to a food day at work, or family get together, that kind of thing. Just nice, neat little fancy thing that you can do. We're going to go ahead and get started, and it's going to follow basic same process, just, we're not going to cut up the wrap to just have, a wrap sandwich, but, once we get it done, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, we're going to take some of this, and we're going to go ahead and just put this over. Now, you'll see I've got this on aluminum foil. We're going to use that to wrap up our wraps. And then I recommend putting them in the fridge for, at least a half an hour. And that's just so that the cream cheese has time to, get cool again and firm up. And that helps hold it all together. And again, we're, giving the chives and the cream cheese and everything, time to, marry together. And if if you're worried that this may be too much chives, hey, you have control over your food, It's one thing with cooking at home, you don't have to use as much, or you could use more. It just depends on your taste or your family's taste, how you want to do it. So here I've got that down. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm just using some store-bought roast beef lunch meat from the deli. I think that goes quite well with the chives. So we're going to go ahead and put that down. Now the other thing that I am going to add here is collard greens. Got these from the garden. Now these are small. You want to pick the smaller collard greens leaves, because as they get bigger, they get a lot thicker, they get a lot tougher, and you don't want to be sitting there trying to chomp through a big fat piece of collard greens. So pick the smaller, tender ones, and we're just going to go ahead and lay those down. Now what I've done here, you see this guy, he's missing the big vein here in the center. Just take that out, because again, that's just not fun to eat. Just take that, peel that out, and then you've got, the good stuff. So we'll go ahead and put that down, and it doesn't take too much. Okay, now at this point, you know, if you have, I don't have any on me right now, since my tomatoes, my large tomatoes this year have not done that well, but if you have, you know, big beefsteak tomatoes, I would say slice those like really thin. That way they roll up easier. If they're real thick, you know, a little bit harder to roll up. You could put other cheese on here now if you wanted to. You know, you could put some sliced cheddar on there, or, you know, whatever your favorite is. You know, if you want it a little spicier, you could put some pepper jack on there. That would be great as well. But for this demonstration here, I'm just going to go ahead and go with what we have right now. And all we're going to do is just take this. Oops, almost forgot. I do want to go ahead and give this a shot of yellow mustard. You know, this is what I like. You know, if you just want to do a little shot of mayonnaise, you know, if that's what you're into, or, you know, any other, you know, condiment, go ahead and add that on there now. I would not get crazy with that, just kind of spread it around a little bit. And then just gently roll this up. It may shift a little bit on you as you're rolling, and that's okay. Get the mustard off my fingers here. Alright, so once we got that rolled up, we're going to take the foil and we're just going to roll it up in that. And like I said, this is, you know, something you could definitely do ahead of time. You know, as well as making this ahead of time, you can make your wraps ahead of time. And once you have that, toss it in the fridge. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and do another one of those. And I'm going to show you how we'll, you know, finish them off two different ways here. And it just depends, you know, like I said, if you're taking it to lunch with you, or if you are going to, you know, take it to a family reunion or some other get-together. You may want to do it the other way. That I'm going to show you later here. So let me go ahead and get this spread out. And again, it's up to you how thick you want to put this on. You know, I like to have just a nice, thin, even coating. All right. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go ahead and put down the roast beef. Or the roast beast, however you want to say that. And then we're going to go ahead and add our collard greens. Now I know you may have seen on the table here I've got the peppers and I've got some tomatoes, and we're going to get to those here shortly. And let's put that down, and we'll go ahead and stick one more on here. Alright. And again, we're just going to give it a quick shot of mustard. And we will roll it up. Alright, so that's rolled up there. And like I said, you just throw this into the refrigerator. You know, you can do these the night before. And, you know, hey, hand them out to your kids in the morning. You know, here you go. Going off to school, wherever. You know, you're good to go. It's all ready for you. So we've got that done now. We're going to go ahead and move our collard greens out of the way. We're going to bring in our tomatoes and our peppers. That we grew. You know, these were just grown in pots, both of these. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with this. Now for this, what I've got is some crackers. And what we're going to do is we're going to make some little pizzas out of this. You know, just little snack pizza kind of things. So we're going to take, again, our cream cheese that we made, and we're just going to put a little bit of that on here. And this would be fun for parties, you know, you could have kids work on this. You know, the other thing that I'm going to pull over here is, you know, I've got some pepperoni. So we're going to go ahead and put a pepperoni on there. And then, you know, we can put a pepper on here if we want. Put a little bit of tomato in the center there. And there you go. And you can do them different ways. You know, I mean, if someone doesn't want the pepperoni, you know, maybe someone, you know, just doesn't like pepperoni. That's fine. We can just do one with the veggies on there. We can go ahead and just, you know, grab pepper. Let's go ahead and do a red pepper this time. You know, and then we'll put a little tomato in there. Get that in there as well. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. You know, if you have kids, you can, you know, let them build their own. You know, I think sometimes kids are a little more apt to, you know, eat different things if they, you know, get to participate in, you know, building it out. So we can go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's put the tomato on the bottom there, and we'll toss the pepper on top. But, you know, the combinations are limited only to, you know, whatever ingredients you have. You know, what do you have in your garden? You know, maybe you're thinking right now, like, oh, I can put that on there. You know, I can make these, and I can, you know, put whatever, you know, veggies you have. You know, if you have a little bit of onion, you could slice a little bit of onion on there. It might be a little much with the garlic chives, but, you know, you get my point. You know, and if you, again, if you don't like the pepper, you can just toss some tomato on there. You know, or we can just do tomato on this. I think that would just be wonderful itself. So let's just get a nice piece of tomato on there. And we've got a good little selection going here. You know, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of run through and finish up with the few crackers that I have here. And then we're going to go back to the wraps real quick, and we'll wrap up the video. Lots of wrapping going on today. So. So there we go. We've got our nice little snack tray that you can have out at a party. You know, lots of different combinations with just a few ingredients. And, you know, again, kind of the star of the show is going to be those chives within that cream cheese that you use. And, you know, yeah, you know, I'm using the Philadelphia cream cheese. You know, use any soft cheese that you have. You know, experiment with the flavors. You know, that's what I do. You know, I look at recipes and then, you know, I think, hey, I can do that a little bit different, or I've got this, not that. Let's see what happens with that. So there you go. We've got that set up. So let's put that off to the side. Okay, now we're going to go back to our wrap. So we're just going to pretend here, we're going to say this has been in the refrigerator for a half hour to an hour, or maybe it's been in there overnight. You know, we did a bunch of these the day before, and, you know, we've got a party to go to, and, you know, we've got to take something. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to unwrap this. If the foil will let us. I did too well the job. All right. So we've got this out. Now what we're going to do here, and there's a little bit of waste on this version, but we're going to go ahead and cut off the ends. And I say waste, well, you know, we can go ahead and eat that while we're getting prepped for the party. And then we're going to cut these, you know, anywhere from like a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. And then we're just going to go ahead and set those on our serving tray. And, you know, you've got these nice little bite-sized rounds. And you can take to any, you know, party or, you know, family get-together. And you can do different types. You know, I use roast beef here. You could use turkey. You could, you know, I use collard greens because that's what we have out in the garden right now. I've also, you know, if you looked at my previous video there with the deck salad, we're growing some spinach. And, you know, spinach would work really well with this, I think, with, you know, say some turkey and some cheese. You know, you could go ahead and use this cheese, or, you know, like a cheddar cheese. You know, nice good smoked cheddar would go well with that. This is a way to do it. It's, you know, quick and simple. You know, you can prepare it ahead of time. And, you know, like I said, the longer it sits in the fridge, it's going to have more time to marry all those flavors together. Okay. So that, you know, hey, we've got that ready for a party. Go ahead and just clear this out. But let's say we don't have a party to go to, but we are going to work or whatever. Like I said, you've got your wrap there. You know, we can just cut that in half. Take the foil off. You know, you got, you know, nice little wrap sandwich there. I'm just going to kind of leave that on there a little bit for presentation purposes, I guess. And that's some good stuff. You know, I mean, one of these for a couple little kids, you know, good size. And that's it. That's, you know, that's what I've got today. This is my first cooking video, which I did absolutely no cooking in. Did a lot of assembly, but, you know, we did not go near any fire. And we've got some good things here to eat. You know, we've got the pinwheels, you know, the sandwich wrap here. That's really good. I mean, those garlic chives just really come through. You know, but nothing overpowers. You know, doing a little bit of mustard helps. You know, just add that little tang to the sandwich, and, you know, to the pinwheels. You just don't want anything to overpower. And like I said, using the younger collard greens, not the big ones, but using the younger ones, they're nice and tender. You can bite into it, and it's a good hearty flavor. Goes well with the roast beef. And like I said, you know, we also have these over here. You know, these little snack items are just kind of like little mini pizzas on crackers. You know, use your favorite crackers. These happen to be just a wheat cracker that I have. And, yeah, they're good for parties. You know, really all this is, you know, you can be set to have a nice, you know, buffet out for, you know, your Halloween party coming up here in a month or so. So, enjoy. That's good. The tomatoes, I'm sorry, homegrown tomatoes are just the greatest. You know, they are so much sweeter than what you get in the stores. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, share out the video. You know, if you have any recommendations, any requests on what you'd like to see me prepare, please comment below. And, you know, enjoy, you know, have fun with what you grow. You know, a lot of times I think people, they get gardens going and then they forget about them, and a lot of the food goes to waste. You know, bring that in, experiment, try different things. You know, here I've used, you know, 4 things out of the garden. You know, we've got the chives, we've got the collard greens, the tomatoes, and the peppers. And, you know, it all works well. You know, you've got lunch, you know, you've got, you know, party food. What's not to love? So, till next time, keep thinking up new ideas, keep thinking, folks. You know, that's the name of the game. And hope you enjoyed. I sure did. Right back.